Okay, this is about Michael Porter's 5 forces, and I think he came up with this in the 80s. He was a professor at Harvard, and then he had a big consulting business, and I actually think he's gone bankrupt, which is kind of funny. But his work is has staying power. It's still respected. But we've got an example here. This company, you've got a local hardware store in a fully developed metropolitan area, and the owners provide good quality products in the vicinity while maintaining good relationships with suppliers. And there are a number of big box stores within 3 miles, but because of its exceptional customer service and fair prices, they've managed to stay alive. The hardware store has been able to maintain a reasonable return for its owners. Based on this information, connect each piece of information with one of Porter's 5 forces, and if it's missing, come up with your own plausible descriptor. Okay? So the first one is the bargaining power of the customer, and it's not really described in the exercise, but they probably don't have any power. I mean, whether you buy from a local hardware store or a big box store, the price is sort of the price. Maybe you could squeeze a smaller guy for more service or something like that. Bargaining power of the suppliers. The company is said to have good relationship with its suppliers, so they'll likely need to keep nurturing these relationships so it can maintain favorable terms because they're competing with Walmarts and Home Depot and big places like that. Threat of new entrants. Since the area is described as a fully developed metropolitan area, we can assume there would be high barriers to entry for a new competitor in terms of location. Okay, because it's developed, there's not a lot of there wouldn't be a lot of extra space around, and what would be there would probably be pretty expensive. Presumably there are not open lots in prime locations just waiting for a potential entrant to set up shop. And further, Gertrude and Sons and the box stores are already established entities within the neighborhood. Okay, so this is probably not a problem. Threat of substitute products, they didn't really talk about it, but if it's hardware, here are some examples: a kitchen faucet, paint, or a hammer. They are what they are. I don't think there are substitutes with those things without magic. Okay, customers would have alternative sources, though the products themselves may not have substitutes. You could go to different brands or shop elsewhere, and you can just imagine the impact that a place like Amazon has had on these stores. Excuse me. And finally, industry rivalry. There are big box stores within a few miles of Gertrude and Sons. Since hardware products are therefore readily available for customers via a few different stores, at least in this geographic area, they've worked to set itself apart by providing exceptional customer service. Still, it is likely customers could find many, if not all, the products at one of the neighboring big box stores at a lower price. But I have a local hardware store that I go to when I need help with something. Or if I'm not sure what kind of finish I want to use on it, they can tell me a whole bunch about the products that I may not get at a big box store. So they're worth it, Plus they'll have different products that are not at the big box stores. So, like Minways. I probably just missed it. Okay, alrighty, so Porter's 5 forces. This is Michael Porter. And bargaining power of the customers, suppliers, new entrants, substitute products, industry rivalry. Okay, this is an enduring concept.